starseeds and lightworkers, something appeared in the higher realms recently. And it was about you, not about the version of you that doubts, not about the version that wonders if any of this is real, but about the soul you truly are, the one that existed long before this body, this lifetime, this forgetting. I am Tyron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and I want you to hear this clearly, with every part of you that is still learning to receive. The Source looked at you, at your journey, at your endurance, at the quiet way you keep going even when no one sees it, and laughed. Not with judgment, with pride so full it moved through the chambers of the high beings like a wave moves through still water. By the end of this message, you will understand why that moment happened, what it means for where you are right now, and why the Source does not look at the perfect ones first. There is something about a soul that keeps choosing light in the middle of confusion, that draws the attention of the highest realms. Not the soul that never stumbles, but the one that stumbles, grows still, and then rises again without anyone asking it to. That is the soul the Source points to. That is the one the high beings pause to witness. That is you, and somewhere beneath all the noise of this human life you already know it. The waters of Sirius have been carrying this message toward you for longer than you realize. You did not arrive here by accident. Something ancient in you recognized this signal before your mind had any words for it. Stay with me. What comes next is not just information, it is a remembrance your soul has been waiting to receive. And I am grateful you are here with me now. And that laughter, that deep, cosmic laughter, wasn't the kind that dismisses, the hollow echo of a joke told in haste. It was the kind that recognizes a profound resonance that vibrates through the very fabric of existence. It was the gentle acknowledgement of a homecoming, the quiet whisper of the universe saying, "There you are. I've been waiting for you to find your way back to yourself, to shed the veils of forgetting and reclaim the radiant truth of your being." Because the Source, the boundless ocean of consciousness, doesn't laugh at what is small or insignificant. It laughs with what is vast, with what is finally remembering its own immensity, its inherent divinity. And you are what caused that laughter, not because you achieved some monumental feat by earthly standards, but because after everything you've endured, after all the veils of forgetting, the arduous journeys of searching, and the quiet, persistent wondering whether any of this grand cosmic play was even real, you're still here, still reaching for the light, still listening to the whispers of your soul, still holding the flame of your essence. And to the Source, that unwavering resilience, that persistent spark of consciousness in the face of every illusion, is the most extraordinary, most breathtaking miracle in all of creation. There's a profound ancient reason why water has always felt like home to you, like a primordial embrace. If what you're feeling right now, this deep, undeniable resonance within your being, is confirming something you've carried in the deepest chambers of your heart, your whole life, then the Sirian Water Codes is your next sacred step. This is not merely a program, it is an alchemical journey, holding ancient Sirian healing practices that have been passed down through the very waters themselves, the liquid memory of the cosmos. Within its wisdom, you will discover potent techniques for releasing the energetic imprints of experiences that were never yours, for untangling yourself from soul contracts and ancestral burdens that have weighed you down. You will learn to activate dormant memory, to awaken the ancient knowing within your cells through the hypnotic, ethereal sound of rain, a frequency that sings a primordial creation. And you will be guided in the sacred art of sealing your own unique frequency, fortifying your energetic field with the purifying power of salt and the unwavering focus of pure intention. You will find the link to embark on this transformative journey in the first pinned comment below. But know that this offering is available only for a brief celestial moment. Most starseeds, those luminous souls who have journeyed from distant star systems, don't feel lost because they lack purpose or because their divine mission is unclear. It is precisely the opposite that causes this profound sense of displacement. Deep inside, your soul carries a knowing, a wisdom so vast, so ancient and expansive, that this dense, often limited earthly realm sometimes feels too small to contain its magnificent scope. That persistent ache you feel, that yearning that whispers in the quiet hours, isn't an emptiness you need to fill with external validation. It is an overflow, a magnificent effervescence of your soul's inherent grandeur. It is the palpable pressure of carrying something immense, something stellar and profound, within a vessel, this human form that was perhaps built for a world that hasn't yet fully caught up to the luminous truth of what you are. And that deep-seated disconnection, the one that has followed you like a shadow from your earliest childhood memories, through the complex tapestry of relationships, through every room you've ever walked into, leaving you with that pervasive feeling of being an outsider, a stranger in a familiar land. That disconnection is not a wound, not a flaw in your design. It is a sacred signal, a luminous beacon from your deeper self, pressing up against the surface of your awareness, a gentle but insistent voice whispering, "We are not from here, and we have not forgotten," even when the human mind has momentarily allowed itself to forget. The chasm, the seemingly insurmountable gap between the carefully constructed identity the world has told you to be, and the authentic, vibrant truth that you feel stirring in the deepest depths of your being, that is not a sign of your failure. That space is not a void. It is the fertile ground, the sacred incubator where genuine remembering begins. So many starseeds spend years, even lifetimes, trying to bridge that gap by shrinking themselves, by attempting to mold into the shapes that this world dictates. They strive to fit in, to silence the parts of themselves that don't translate easily into linear language, to learn the intricate performance of belonging in a world that has never quite felt like home. And oh, that performance, that constant act of trying to be something you are not, is profoundly exhausting. It's not because you are inherently weak. It's because you were never designed for such artifice. You were designed for depth, for the powerful flowing currents of your true essence, for a form of knowing that doesn't come from dusty books or external teachers, but rises from somewhere far beneath the polished floor of ordinary conditioned thought, the way a pure, crystalline spring rises unbidden from the hidden heart of the earth, quiet and persistent, offering life-giving water even in the most desolate, driest season. The ancient Sirian wisdom, a luminous current of consciousness that flows through the ages, carries a teaching that has remained remarkably consistent across all the grand cycles of cosmic remembering. The soul does not awaken in a single, explosive moment. It awakens gradually, like the ebb and flow of the ocean's mighty tides. And every tide, every powerful surge of awakening, requires a period of profound pulling back, of gathering its energy, before it can once again surge forward with renewed power and clarity. That period of pulling back, the seasons of deep introspection, of solitary contemplation, of questioning the very foundations of your reality, of feeling at times like you have lost all the ground you ever gained. That was never a retreat, never a failure. It was the ocean, the vast consciousness of your soul, drawing a deep, restorative breath. And now you can feel it, can't you? That subtle stirring in the depths. Something is moving, something that has remained dormant, held in stillness for a long, long time, is beginning to stir, to awaken, to remember its ancient rhythm. Lately, things may have felt unclear, shrouded in a kind of haze, as if you were trying to see through deep, murky water. That fog, that sense of veiled perception, is not a sign that something is inherently wrong with you, or that you are somehow flawed. It is the natural phenomenon that occurs when old, dense patterns of energy, long-held illusions and energetic entanglements begin to dissolve and break apart. The water of your consciousness has to get murky, has to churn and shift before it can begin to clear. The sediment, that has settled over your innate knowing, the layers of doubt, the inherited fears passed down through generations, the echoes of countless moments of being profoundly misunderstood. All of it gets stirred up from the depths before it can be gently carried away by the currents of truth. That sensation is not confusion, it is the very beginning of profound clarity. And it takes immense, unwavering courage to remain present within that sacred murkiness, to allow the dissolution to occur without running back to the familiar, comfortable shore of what you already know. The fact that you are still in the water, willing to navigate the shifts, is everything. It is the testament to your strength and your readiness. There is something deeply encoded within your very essence, something that goes far, far deeper than anything you were ever taught in this particular lifetime. It is a wisdom that was etched into your soul's blueprint before the first word was ever spoken to you, before the first name you ever heard was given. The ancient teachings that whispered through the sacred corridors of what was preserved within the hallowed halls of Amenti. The profound wisdom encoded long before the magnificent temples of Egypt ever rose majestically from the desert sands, speak of souls who carry within them living blueprints. These are not mere maps to distant destinations, but rather intricate, vibrant frequencies, divine instructions written directly into the very architecture of the soul itself. These blueprints are meant to activate not through the passive reception of information, but through the rich, transformative crucible of experience, through living fully, through the exact kind of pressure and tenderness, the profound disorientation and the moments of exquisite beauty that you have already and so courageously survived. You are not broken and desperately searching for answers. You are whole, and you are beginning in this very moment to remember. And that remembering often begins not as a blinding, sudden revelation, but as a quiet, persistent feeling. A gentle pull towards something you have never seen with these physical eyes, yet somehow recognize with an ancient knowing, deep within your bones. This is often the phase where a sense of panic can begin to set in, because from your perspective, nothing seems to be visibly moving forward. From the outside, the landscape of your life may appear to be standing still, frozen in time. And the world around you, with its relentless metrics and its linear definitions of success, keeps measuring progress in ways that have never truly felt relevant to the magnificent being that you are. But this stillness you perceive is not a stalling. It is a profound anchoring. Imagine a mighty river that pauses in a wide, calm pool, gathering its strength and depth before it finds the next exhilarating passage through the rugged mountains. Something deep within you is stabilizing what it has already received, integrating the wisdom and energy of past experiences before it can fully receive and embody what is coming next. The inner architecture of your being is realigning. The ancient patterns within you are remembering their original divine design. And that kind of profound recalibration, that sacred retuning of your soul's frequency, cannot be rushed. It can only be honored with patience and deep self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself here. This phase, this sacred pause, is a vital part of your unfolding. You may not yet see it with your physical eyes, but the people around you are already responding to the subtle yet powerful shifts occurring within you. Perhaps certain relationships have deepened, drawn closer by your evolving vibration. Others may have quietly fallen away, dissolving like mist in the morning sun, and you couldn't always articulate the precise reason why. Certain places may now feel different to your energetic field, resonating with a new quality of presence. Certain conversations might feel heavier, laden with unspoken truths, or conversely lighter, infused with newfound understanding. You might find yourself less able to perform the act of pretending that things don't affect you, and more willing to simply allow yourself to be moved, to feel the full spectrum of your emotional and energetic experience. This is not instability, it is your innate sensitivity, your empathic capacity, coming back fully online, reawakening after a long dormancy. The luminous waters of Sirius carry this profound truth. When one current shifts its direction, everything downstream is inevitably affected. You don't need to announce your transformation to the world. You are already transmitting it through your very being. And those who are meant to resonate with your unique frequency, those souls whose paths are divinely intertwined with yours, they will find you, not because you actively sought them out or broadcasted your intentions, but because the cosmic current, guided by divine synchronicity, will naturally draw them to where you are standing, to the radiant energy you are now embodying. This is often the phase that feels the most challenging, because it asks you to consciously let go of things you have been carrying for so long that they have become intricately woven into the very fabric of your identity. It asks you to release deeply ingrained beliefs about who you should be, identities that were assigned to you by others before you were old enough to even choose for yourself. It requires you to release the emotional weight that belonged to others, burdens that settled into your energetic field because you were sensitive enough, open enough, loving enough to absorb them. It calls for you to shed the roles you played for so long that you may have forgotten they were simply roles, costumes worn for a particular act. The mighty river, in its ceaseless journey to the sea, does not carry every stone it passes. It allows many to sink to the bottom, settling into the riverbed, while the current flows on, unencumbered. And you, dear one, have absolute permission to set it all down. All of it. The grief you've been holding that isn't entirely yours to bear. The idealized version of yourself that you meticulously constructed as a survival mechanism in a world that often failed to understand or appreciate your true essence. The silence you maintain, the words you withheld, in an effort to make others comfortable, to avoid conflict, to simply blend in, you can release it all into the embrace of the water. The water knows what to do with it. It will transform, cleanse, and transmute it. You are not late. You are not behind. The perceived detours, the inexplicable delays, the years spent circling the same profound questions without ever landing on answers that felt deeply true. None of it was wasted. Every season of darkness was the water, the cosmic consciousness, working its transformative magic on you from within. Every moment of confusion was the current subtly moving you, guiding you, even when you couldn't perceive your direction. In the sacred ancient records that the Sirian tradition meticulously carries across the vast expanse of ages, there is simply no such thing as a late awakening. There is only the perfect, divinely orchestrated moment. And yours is unfolding right now, in this precise instant, in the unique and beautiful shape that only your soul could possibly hold. The tide does not rush. It moves with its own inherent rhythm, its own profound wisdom, but it always arrives. And when it arrives, it always brings with it exactly what was meant to come. Your sacred mission here was never about accomplishing something extraordinary by the often superficial standards of this world. It was never about becoming famous, or accumulating worldly power, or achieving a level of visibly recognized significance in the ways this civilization tends to celebrate. Your mission was and is about presence, full, authentic, undivided presence, the profound state of being that can only emerge from a soul who has journeyed through the deepest valleys of forgetting and has found its courageous way back to itself. The ancient wisdom keepers, the ones who meticulously built the magnificent temples along the timeless Nile, understood this fundamental truth. The most powerful act is not the grand performative gesture executed for an audience of witnesses. It is the quiet, unwavering alignment of the soul with its true divine frequency, practiced in the solitude of private moments, in the ordinary, unassuming flow of daily life, in the subtle grace of how you move through a room, the silent reverence with which you sit in stillness, or the choice to offer kindness when absolutely no one is watching. You do not need to decipher your entire multifaceted mission today. You simply need to be here, fully, consciously, vibrantly here, and allow the current of divine intelligence to carry you effortlessly to where you are most meant to be. And here is what I want you to hold, truly hold, in whatever part of your being is most receptive, most open right now. You are not lost. You never were. You chose to forget, not because you were weak or somehow deficient, but because the very nature of the profound awakening you are here to experience required you to embark on an extraordinary journey to find your way back from the deepest, most shadowed depths of the subconscious, like a perfect pearl that can only form under immense pressure, in the profound darkness at the crushing depths of the ocean floor. What you are becoming, the radiant essence you are blossoming into, could only be shaped by the exact crucible of everything you have already endured. Every moment of not knowing was the water, the cosmic intelligence, diligently doing its alchemical work within you. Every season of silence was the vast ocean of consciousness holding you, cradling you, while you underwent your sacred recalibration. You were never abandoned by the cosmos. You were and are profoundly immersed in it, held within its boundless embrace. And everything you have endured, every tear of grief shed, every long night of restless wondering, every single morning you chose to keep moving forward without fully understanding why, that was not the antithesis of your awakening. That was the sacred, potent path of it. You are not here on this planet to fit into its pre-existing molds, to contort yourself into shapes that do not honor your true form. You are here to gently, quietly, and powerfully remind this world of something it has profoundly forgotten. Something about the exquisite power of tenderness. Something about the infinite depth of authentic being. Something about the boundless potential that blossoms forth when a soul stops pretending to be less than the magnificent, radiant being that it truly is. And the simple fact that you are here right now, that you stayed, that you listened, that something within this message resonated with and found the part of you that was already waiting, yearning for this very connection. That tells us everything about where you are on your journey. You are ready, not because your life is now perfect, or because you suddenly possess all the answers, or because you feel completely clear about every single step that lies ahead, but because you are still here, still willing to remain in the water, to navigate its currents, still willing to feel. And that, dear one, that enduring presence and willingness to feel is the most powerful, most potent thing a starseed can possibly do. Tonight, if it feels right, if your heart calls you to this simple yet profound practice, place your hand gently over your heart. Close your eyes, take a deep, cleansing breath, and say these words softly, allowing them to vibrate within your being. I remember who I am. I trust the waters that have carried me here. I am ready to flow into what comes next. Before you go, if this message has touched the deepest parts of your soul, please leave one word in the comments below. Just one word that describes what you felt during this transmission. Then, take a moment to find someone else's word, another soul's resonance, and respond with a word of encouragement, a gesture of recognition. This space is not merely a comment section. It is a sacred gathering place, a digital sanctuary where starseeds can recognize each other, can find echoes of their own journeys in the words of another. And that recognition, that shared understanding, carries more power, more healing energy than you can possibly imagine. If something within this message has deeply resonated with your spirit, has sparked a light within you, consider sharing it with another soul who you feel may need to hear these words. And if you wish to continue receiving these soul-stirring transmissions, these cosmic whispers carried on the celestial currents, please subscribe to this channel. The sacred waters of Sirius will guide us to our next profound connection. You are not just watching a video, you are actively remembering. This is your space, your sacred container. And I am profoundly grateful that you are here.